Hey, welcome back to the Coin Box. Today we're taking a look at the very special blue 1995 Mexican proof set. This is the sister set to the black 1995 proof set, which I've already done a video on. Both sets contain the same coins, but they come in two very different presentations, with this blue set being much more scarce than the black one. These sets hold a special place in the modern history of Mexican numismatics for a variety of reasons that we will cover in this video. So let's get started by taking a look at what's inside. The beautiful velvet-covered hard case that comes within a matching blue box contains this relatively small plastic holder, which is the same as those used for the yearly mint sets from 1970 to 1999, although that presentation wasn't introduced until around 1992, and then previous years were repackaged into those sets. It even has these slots on the side for the plastic stands, which come in those sets. Below the coins is a plaque of sorts that depicts the sculpture that can be found above the main entrance to the Bank of Mexico headquarters, which now houses the Bank of Mexico Museum in Mexico City. When the building was adapted to be the headquarters of the central bank, this sculpture by Manuel Centurion was placed above the main entrance. The work depicts a couple, man and woman, that alludes to work and abundance. Both guard a low wall where the name of Bank of Mexico is inscribed. And finally, the COAs included in these sets are the same as those found in the black sets. Now, there's always a sense of mystery when it comes to Mexican coin sets. For the most part, mintages, so to speak, or total numbers of sets issued are seldom disclosed. And not only that, but it can be extremely difficult to find out why, for whom, or for what occasion a specific set was issued. This wooden 1993 presentation set is a good example of one of those mysteries. So why were there two different presentations of the same set assembled? I really don't know. And as far as how many of these sets were issued, well, the COAs state that the combined total of black and blue sets was strictly limited to no more than 20,000 sets. In the black set video, I showed an email from the Bank of Mexico in which they claimed they had actually produced all 20,000 sets, which I no longer believe to be accurate. But based on that email, my theory was that 10,000 of each set were assembled, just not entirely released. That was also in part based on seeing several COAs with numbers greater than the official mintage of 6,981 for the coins in these sets. But since then, I've also heard from someone who purchased a couple of these sets when they first were released, and he said that they would randomly pull COAs from a big bag and put them in the sets as they were being sold, which could explain why a few of the sets got higher numbered COAs. So it's most likely that the total number of both black and blue sets assembled was no more than 6,981. We still have no way of knowing as of yet how many of each presentation were assembled or released, but what we do know is that the blue set is much more scarce. One theory to explain that would be that the black sets were produced to be sold to the general public, while it's possible that the blue sets were created for a specific occasion or group of people, say like the employees of the Bank of Mexico. But even if we look at the total of both presentations, assuming it was fewer than 7,000 sets, that's a very low number. It's also important to keep in mind that unlike US proof sets, which have been minted every year since forever, Mexican proof sets are exceptional and are not taken for granted by collectors. For example, in the same span of time that the US Mint has produced 78 yearly proof sets, Mexico has produced a grand total of 2 or 3, depending on how we count. But the point is, if you own any of the Mexican proof sets, it's pretty special. But beyond just being scarce, what's so special about the 1995 proof set? Well, I'm glad you asked, because if rarity alone is not good enough for you, take a moment to hit the subscribe button while I give you 4 more reasons why this set is a unique collectible. Besides having an ultra-low mintage, this set contains the only proof coins minted with the new pesos denomination, which holds historical significance. After runaway inflation in the 70s and 80s, Mexico decided to introduce a new monetary unit which would equal 1,000 pesos of the previous unit. The new transitory unit was denominated in new pesos, which were minted from 1992 until 1995. So in a sense, this set essentially commemorated the successful implementation of the new pesos, which was carried out about 30 years ago between January 1st, 1993 and December 31st, 1995.
Nuevo peso, más práctico y más sencillo.
Beginning in 1996, the same designs continued to be used, but the N for new pesos before the peso sign was dropped on the 1, 2, 5, and 10 peso coins. Also, this set contains the only 5 peso coin minted in 1995, because the common circulation coin was not minted that year. All other coins in this set have their common circulation issue counterpart, so the 5 peso is unique in that sense, which is also why it's often removed from the set and sold separately. And finally, we come to the highly sought after 10 peso coin with its stunning proof finish and beautiful silver core, which contains 1/6 of an ounce of silver, because of which this coin in particular, more so than the other coins in this set, tends to tone up beautifully in multiple shades and colors, making it very desirable. It's very interesting how there tends to be a distinguishable difference in toning between the black and the blue sets. This isn't a hard fast rule, but for the most part, the 10 peso coin in the blue sets has an even dark purple toning on the silver core, while the coin in the black sets tends to have a dark blue and purple ring around the perimeter of the bright silver core. The higher contrast toning of the black sets tends to be more desirable, but they are both beautiful in their own right. As far as the current value on both presentations, I personally bought the black set for about $80 and the blue set for about $190, although currently the black set goes for between $120 and $140 on the Mexican market, and the blue set goes for over $200, and I've seen it sell for as high as $320. So which presentation do you like best? Let me know in the comments below. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe, and if you enjoyed this video, feel free to give it a like and share it with a numismatic friend. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.